Hello, hello! What's up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and I'm here to talk about and review Easy A. Easy A is a 2010 film that was directed by Will Gluck. And the plot is we meet Emma Stone, who plays Olive Pendergrass. And the plot is we meet Emma Stone, who plays Olive. She's a girl in high school, going through high school, and she's sort of ignored, unnoticed, and she wants to change that. I know that sounds selfish, I know that sounds a little self-absorbed, but I get it. I do, I understand what she's going through. So she decides to, well, it's not even like she creates this whole rumor about herself, because that would be bad. Her best friend almost gets her to make up a rumor, or gets her to tell her that she slept with somebody, lost her virginity. It's not true, but fine. The friend wanted to hear it, so she just said it. Somebody else was in the bathroom, they heard it, they tell somebody else, and before you know it, the whole damn school knows and thinks that Olive is a whore. So Emma Stone has to go through this movie now with this reputation, and what does she do with it? Well, she takes advantage. She goes for broke. She decides, if everyone's going to think I'm a whore, I'm going to dress the part, I'm going to look the part, I'm going to act the part, and it might destroy some of her relationships along the way. Now, what I think of Easy A is I really enjoyed this film. I did. And it's one of those movies where ever since Mean Girls, I feel like Mean Girls is one of the best, probably top 2 or 3 best high school movies that I personally have ever seen on my list. And so ever since then, you see these movies that either try to recreate that or try to do the same thing. And I think that's what I thought this movie was going to do. And I feel like Emma Stone brings her own flair to it, her own personality to it. This is one of the movies that got me to love Emma Stone as much as I do, because she is very funny, she is very likable, her personality is something to where you're like, man, even before this rumor, why weren't more guys trying to date her? Why were more guys not showing as much interest? I know it's funny, and I know it's one of those like, oh, she's the Hollywood nerd, or she's the Hollywood loser girl who's not doing anything on the weekends, who's just spending that time singing Sunshine over and over again, which is quite comical. But it's still hard for me to believe that there's no guy up until this rumor that has any interest in her, because once again, she is very likable. Her best friend, the one who sort of created this rumor or got Emma Stone to say the rumor, is played by Ali McKelka. She plays Rhiannon. I recognize this actress from iZombie, but in the movie, I was sort of trying to figure out, is she really that good of a friend? She's supposed to be Emma Stone's best friend. They've known each other forever, but like I said, she doesn't listen to her. After the incident where everybody now knows about this, even when Emma Stone tries to tell her, look, that wasn't true, I just said that, she doesn't believe her. Throughout the movie, she starts to even turn on her, and it's a back and forth. I'm like, man, I don't really think that this girl was all that good of a friend in the first place. Am I supposed to feel bad for the friend when Emma Stone admittedly starts to do bad stuff to her or mess up stuff to her? Or should I just be like, Emma Stone, who cares? Be mean to her, because the girl wasn't that great in the first place. Other characters, Amanda Bynes plays Marianne, who she's the Christian girl of the school. She has a Christian group, they sing religious songs, and they're constantly talking about Jesus and saying how much of a sinner she is and how much she's going to hell and this and that. And I thought Amanda Bynes was great in this role. She was very convincing as this overly snobby religious girl that was annoying but also funny to watch. sad that this is one of her last films, Amanda Bynes. She kind of went crazy after this, and I don't know, maybe she's kind of like this character in real life. I don't really know what happened to this poor girl, but it's nice to see her there in that role. Also, Stanley Tucci plays Emma Stone's stepfather. Patricia Clarkson plays her mother. The scenes with them are quite humorous. Just they're the chill parents. They're the cool parents. It has a lot to do with the fact that they deep down know that Emma Stone is a good person, Olive, that she's a good person, and so that whenever something happens in school, they don't get too nervous, or they don't get too judgmental, or they don't overly punish her. They sort of trust her to take care of it on her own, and I like that. I mean, who knows if that's really what they should be doing, but I also feel like they do come to her and they do ask her if she needs advice and help when she really needs it. Also, Penn Bagley. He plays Woodchuck Todd. He's kind of the school mascot. It's funny watching this film because I watched this movie, or I rewatched this movie because I've seen it before a couple times. But I'm rewatching it almost immediately after watching the first 2 seasons of that show, You, on Netflix, with Penn Bagley. He's very creepy and stalkerish, and so when I see him here, I'm almost expecting him to be like that, or as charming and as likable and as funny as he comes across in the scenes that he's in this movie. I'm like, no, he has a dark side. Emma Stone, be careful with this man. But I like the scenes that they have. I almost wish that we saw more of maybe him wooing her or her wooing him. He's almost in the background for a lot of it until the very end, as far as if they're going to date, because Emma Stone is being a fake whore. When these rumors get started that, and I love how everybody thinks she's a whore because she says she lost her virginity to one guy. So now all these other guys think that they can get with her. All these girls think that she's a tramp, and it's like, is there nobody else in the school that's not a virgin? I mean, she's not even for real. It's all a joke. But when you see all these guys who are trying to pay her or buy her gift cards, it's comical. She takes advantage of it. But the one scene where the one guy takes her out and he tries to pay her, but he assumes that he can actually sleep with her, and that was a rough scene to watch. I think Emma Stone, once again, because of how likable she is, if it was anyone else playing this, you almost probably wouldn't care about her. You'd say, oh well, she had it coming. But no, Emma Stone is so likable that you're like, no, don't do that to her. She doesn't deserve that as much as she was putting that out there. So what I also enjoyed too is how this movie almost is like a love letter to John Hughes movies, when Emma Stone goes on her whole spiel about how much she wants an 80s love story like a John Hughes film always had. The end of those movies and the constant references and how the movie pays homage to that. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed rewatching this movie. I did. I think there's a lot to like about it. Thomas Hayden Church as the teacher is very likable. Seeing his subplot with his wife, Lisa Kudrow, and her moments as the guidance counselor, it's just, wow. She's such a bitch. But yes, I really enjoyed rewatching this film. Let me know in the comments below if you too have seen Easy A. Do you like it? Do you love it? Is this one of the movies that you got to like Emma Stone from? I mean, I liked her in Superbad, I liked her in other things, but this was where she was like main character, full front, movie's all about her. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!
Heat in my vein like vernacular. Cook up the beat with a spatula. Y'all are not ready for action. I'm smoking these rappers and feeling spectacular. Making a killing like massacre. Watch out, I'm whipping my wrist. Right on my city, been pissed, but I show them love. I'm not the one that's at risk. My homie told me that when people rise up against you, it's a sign of your destiny real. Fake ones been hating cause they know that one day you're making it. Jealousy's all they can feel. Plugging the phone, drifting my zone. Painting the future when thinking